Hi there, this is Dr. Anna Dolopo. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, and I am sharing with you that I've done 2 anxiety newsletters. It is August 19, 2023, and the second newsletter is being published today. I felt it was important to create a new newsletter, an updated newsletter on anxiety, stress, mental health, depression issues. Because there are more and more cases coming in, whether they're digestion related, migraines, women's health issues, men's health issues, fertility, stuff like that. They all seem to come to a common denominator, which is something along the lines of sadness, distress, anger, depression, anxiety, fear. There are all kinds of mental health issues coming in. People who are also seeing a psychotherapist and people who don't go see a therapist. And so you'll see a lot of great results in my work with patients. But why am I sharing this? It's not just to inform you about the second newsletter that I've created, but I'm also letting you know that I created years ago Dr. Dolopo's Happy Club, where I just share some anecdotes based on the videos, based on the experiences that I've gone through over my life, over the years of my life. It takes work to be happy. You got to read the right books, listen to the right people. You got to go to some seminars. You have to listen to audio training. And what is this audio training? There are a lot of great public speakers out there, and many of you are into that. You're into investing thousands of dollars to go be part of an organization or see live speakers. And some of you are really into influencers, and that's what I really want to talk about. And so this video is especially going out to my patients, and many of you are parents. And I asked my 19-year-old, I have a 19, 13, and a 5-year-old. And I asked my 19-year-old before we dropped her off to her second year of college, back to the dorms, I said, how old are these influencers? And she said, oh, Mom, they're like Anais' age or younger. And I think it's important for us parents to understand that there are blind people leading our children. So sometimes our children, and I advise this to my kids, my 19-year-old's, pretty well aware of this. She's the one who informs me. But I don't care what you've accomplished as a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, you're still trying to figure it out. Trust me, if your kids are following these other kids with 50,000, 100,000, a million, 2 million, 250 million followers, and that's what they've accomplished, which is a huge deal, but what are they sharing to your children? And so I think it's important for us to share with our kids that the importance of a mentor should be someone that has at least 20, 30, 40 years above them with regards to the experience, the maturity, and what is it that they want to accomplish. For example, my kids play violin. So the person they learn from, I'm a violinist, but I'm not a very accomplished violinist. I love to play. But their mentor is someone who's been teaching for like almost 50 years now, 45 years at least. And so she's a great mentor. My daughters dance. The second one is currently competing. And so who should her mentor be? Her mentors are her teachers, not necessarily the people that she's learning dance with. Because then if she's getting advice from another 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old child who's figuring out dance, Anai started when she was 4. So why should she be listening to someone her age when it comes to dance? And she's very qualified as a dancer. She should be listening to people who are her mentors, her teachers, her dance directors. Same thing. My kids, they train martial arts. And so it would be irresponsible for a martial artist who is a white belt to mentor another white belt. Does that make sense? So that's what we have going on. And when I see, and I have children, I have patients here who are children, who are very well accomplished, but they're too busy doing work. They're too busy studying well. They're too busy playing soccer. They're too busy, learning how to golf, dancing, playing musical instruments, learning martial arts, playing softball, playing baseball. They're busy doing something to have the time to mentor other people, or let's say be an influencer. So I think it's important for us parents to really understand the next generation that we're raising. And I think it's very important for myself as a parent to share with my children, especially my 13 and my 5-year-old, to pay attention to whom they are listening. Because if they're going to put a lot of stock into another human being and their words and potentially give them anxiety because they don't have all those likes, all those followers, and they're spending all their time stuck on a screen listening to people telling them how they should think when they're the same age, that can be very disconcerting. My 19-year-old said that some of these kids who are influencers, I don't know if this is true, but you can ask Angelin herself. She's a second year in university, and this is what she told me 2 days ago. She said, Mom, some of these kids really want to go to school, but they're being forced to homeschool. I have patients here. I have friends who are homeschooled. They love it, and they're homeschooling for the right reasons. But some of these parents who are having their kids, supposedly, some of these parents who are having these kids being homeschooled so that they can be influencers because they're being told, you need to help me out. You need to be an influencer so you can help me. Now, I'm not going to jump on someone's, hustle if that's what you want to do, but really think about what these kids are doing to other kids based on opinions. I watch some of them, and it's interesting. But you have to remember, when you have young children who are listening to other young children, that can be very, it can create some harm. Why am I talking about this? Because there are people coming in with all kinds of mental health issues who don't even have influencers giving them, how they should think. They're already having a hard time. And then you also have kids who are being influenced. That's just a little side note, something for us parents to know. And if you would like to have more information on that, I'm happy for you to talk to my daughter. I'm sure she'd be happy to tell you what she sees online, the 19-year-old. Back to why I created the Happy Club. It is important for us to learn how to navigate our lives well in a society. This is one of my strongest beliefs. I have a young lady, and she's having a hard go. It's difficult. And I said to her, and she's a beautiful, smart young lady, and it's been a few treatments now. And I said to her, your school may have made you smart, but it failed you in the sense of being able to navigate in this world. You need to know how to navigate yourself in this world. And that means not listening to influencers. That means figuring out for yourself what to do in your life, how you're going to potentially go to a higher education after high school, or work, or create a career, or do something that's going to contribute to society. And this is a great time for her to safely heal from her mental health issues. I've also advised her that the only way you're going to get real progress in therapy with an actual therapist is if you're honest with your therapist. So the reason I made these Happy Club videos is I'm sharing my anecdotes on what I've learned through my own trials and errors, from my own experiences. Something my husband loves to say is to learn from your own mistakes is wise. Is good, But to learn from other people's mistakes is even better. That's wiser. That's why I teach the business acumen of successful acupuncturists to my students, to younger or less. This is my 25th year in practice, to people with maybe 10 or yet less years in practice, or even more if they're not, financially succeeding or achieving whatever goals they have. You want to get to this place where you can navigate yourself. You can think for yourself. You can create goals. You can see how you're going to make it, work that plan, and achieve them. And I can tell you, having achieved some level of success in my life, there's nothing more fulfilling than to actually set a goal and say, I'm going to do this. And throughout the trials and tribulations, you accomplish it. No matter what the negative things people say to you, no matter what challenges life throws at you, you actually go and do it. And the only way to do it is to put aside the advice that influencers or other people's opinions have and say, try this, do it yourself. You tell yourself, I'm going to do it. You figure it out. Maybe you get the right mentorship. I prefer that a lot better. I pay for mentorship. I do not pay for an influencer. It's really important for people to understand this. I am 49 years old, and this is part of the legacy I want to leave behind. I made a goal when I was 20, and that was 29 years ago, and I've accomplished so much of that goal. And I love seeing my students go to the successfulacupuncturist.com and see their successes. Go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com and see those patients' accomplishments. And that makes me so proud that these people, I worked with them, but at the end of the day, the person who had to do the real work was them. So I'm sharing this because one of the people I do follow is Tai Lopez. And I think a lot of the stuff he shares is great. And so he shared on his Facebook post that if you were to I'm paraphrasing. If you were to spend a day with one of your, the people you idolize online, you'd be very surprised. You may not want to be friends with them. I'm paraphrasing. And I thought that is so great to share with people, especially he's talking to younger people. Like, don't pay attention to the outside noise. Pay attention to what you really want. And there's a reason why my Happy Club videos are private. Because I'm not trying to share my hard-earned knowledge with the world so easily. People who come here and pay for my acupuncture services, you pay me. And you pay for my wisdom. You pay for what I had to learn. You pay for what I had to go through and figure out so many ways until you come in so I can fix your neck. So I can help you become pregnant. So I can help you, while you're going through an oncology therapy, with your radiation and whatever you're doing with your doctors, so I can help you improve your quality of life. So I can help you with whatever you see, migraines, brain hemorrhage, stuff like that, stage 4 kidney disease. It's all on my website. That's my 3rd website, by the way. And also with my business acumen students. You guys pay me. So these videos on my business acumen and also the Happy Club, those are private because I reserve it for people who really want to learn. So those of you who have kids and pay attention to what they're listening to, these 15-second, I got to get quick information, and we're programming our kids to have short-term attention spans. There's a reason why learning something like a musical instrument or painting or sitting down and reading a book or, learning a sport, and when they go like basketball or whatever, or martial arts. I assist teaching baby jiu-jitsu age 3 to 7 and teenage jiu-jitsu. Teenagers, not easy. Both my kids are in those classes. I don't teach my kids. And seeing them go through the struggles. So I hope you enjoy my 2nd anxiety mental health newsletter. And I strongly recommend that you not pay attention to the outside noise. I don't. The people I think that really should be influencers are actually busy doing things. All right. So I hope you have fun. Enjoy the newsletter. And if you want to join Dr. Dolopo's Happy Club, give me a call. Thanks.